Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is my favourite game in the whole of the FNAF franchise. I just find it so fun trying to survive the pure amount of chaos thrown at you during the later nights, which lasts pretty much from the first hour of the night to the last. The mechanics of FNAF 2, along with the large cast of characters, is what makes this game so fun to me personally, and has always been one of my absolute favourites in the series. But what makes FNAF 2 so enjoyable and chaotic? That is exactly what we will be answering in today's video. A huge factor contributing to the madness of FNAF 2 is the amount of animatronics, because wow, there is a lot of them. So to list all of them, there's Toy Freddy, Toy Chica, Toy Bonnie, Withered Foxy, Withered Freddy, Withered Chica, Withered Bonnie, Mangle, Balloon Boy, the Puppet, and Golden Freddy as an extra. That is a lot of characters to take into account, considering the first FNAF game only had the original 4, being Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, and Golden Freddy as an extra character. If you think that having to keep track and fight off 11 different animatronics sounds like it might get a bit hectic, don't worry about it, because I'm here to tell you that it absolutely is, without any doubt. Earlier nights aren't as bad, but trust me, once those withered animatronics become active, you are in for a wild ride, containing nothing but pure mayhem, filled with an ungodly amount of stress. So, I've told you about all the characters that the game has to offer, excluding secret characters, but not explained how they all work, and to fully get the picture of the madness that is Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I'm going to have to explain what each one of these characters does. So, here we go. Except quickly, I'm going to briefly mention the layout of the office in FNAF 2. So, you've got the big hallway in front of you, and 2 vents on your left and right. Okay, that's all you need to know. Let's go. I'll start off with the toy animatronics, as they're the ones who you face first. Toy Freddy will attempt to get into your office through the hallway in front of your office. When he enters your office, quickly put on the mask to make him leave. Toy Bonnie will enter the right vent. When you see him in the right vent in your office, put the mask on to make him leave. Toy Chica does the exact same as Toy Bonnie, just on the left vent this time. Withered Foxy will appear in the hallway, and to make him leave, you just need to continuously flash your light at him. Withered Freddy works the exact same way as his toy counterpart, except just a lot scarier looking. Withered Chica and Bonnie do the same as their toy versions, except they don't appear in the office vents and will instead jump straight into being into your office, where you have to put the mask on to make them go away. Mangle starts in Kids Cove and will attempt to enter your office through the right vent. When they are in the right vent, you'll hear static sounds. You just need to make sure to put the mask on when you hear that, and they'll leave. Balloon Boy will attempt to get into your office using the left vent. When you see him there, put the mask on to tell that stupid damn kid to go away. If he enters your office, he won't kill you, but he'll steal your light batteries, which will eventually lead to you dying. Man, I hate that kid. So, a lot of the characters have these same mechanics, just done in a slightly different way. So I'm sure you're thinking, of course there's a lot to deal with, but they all sound pretty similar, other than Foxy, who needs to be flashed with the light. And they actually can't even enter your office if you don't put the monitor up to begin with. So surely it's not that bad, right? Well, that's where the puppet comes along and decides he wants to crank everything up to make the game so much more stressful. So, the puppet resides in the prize corner inside his music box. To keep him calm, you need to make sure the music box is wound up, which can only be done from viewing the prized corner cam on your monitor. This, single-handedly, is the most stressful part of the entire game, because it causes everyone else to just take away precious seconds that will wind down the music box and bring you ever so closer to your death. Because once that has ticked all the way down, you are dead, and there is nothing you can do about it. I cannot even begin to describe how intense this one mechanic makes the whole game. The amount of times I've been desperately trying to wind up the music box, then having my monitor forced down by a withered animatronic entering my office, then seeing the warning sign in the bottom right start to flash, signifying the box is almost wound completely down, is another level of panic. And as soon as they leave, you rush to try and wind the box up again, and then that could even lead to your monitor being pulled down again to another animatronic. And overall, this one mechanic just causes the stress levels whilst playing this game to go through the roof, Trust me, anyone who's got to night 5, 6, and maybe even custom nights would understand what I'm talking about. However, the music box sometimes creates situations in which you will literally die no matter what due to RNG with animatronics, which is absolutely horrendous, and I really do not like when games come down to RNG, as it is completely out of your control at that point. But overall, I hadn't really ever experienced the point where this has happened to me personally, so that's always nice. But I'm fully aware that it can cause some people's deaths, and it's horrible to die to it in FNAF 2. FNAF 2 is so chaotic due to having to juggle the countless amount of characters, along with keeping the puppet in check, as failing to do either of these successfully will lead to your death. This really does become a lot harder as the nights progress, as not only do the animatronics become more aggressive, but the music box also begins to wind down even faster, making the game that much more stressful having to juggle all this chaos successfully. I think the sound effects in this game also has a big part to play in why this game is so stressful, as in the later nights you'll constantly hear animatronics crawling into vents, you'll have ambiotic sounds playing constantly when there are animatronics in the hallway, there'll be the sound effects of them entering your office, there'll be the sound effects of the music box, and everything. There's so much going on in terms of the audio in this game, and that can get very overwhelming when there's like a million different things going on, and you're having to concentrate on doing all sorts else, and yeah, no, it does get quite overwhelming, and you're gonna have to get used to that sound effects when you get into the later nights, because you're going to be hearing it constantly. However, due to the later nights of FNAF 2 just being nothing but pure madness, I do have to say that, at least for me personally, the horror element is reduced ever so slightly, but I'm absolutely fine with that, as it's not to the point where it's completely unscary, which I feel is done just from the amazing character models alone. Although the toy animatronics to me are too plastic looking to be alarming, the Wizards are a completely different story. The way they have been damaged and worn away just makes them look so much more daunting, like they're reanimated corpses of prior animatronics coming back to unleash their wrath upon you. In particular, I've always had a fear of the design of Withered Chica. Just the way that she stands in your office with her stubbed arms, hugely displaced broken jaw, and her big lifeless eyes staring into your soul. It is never something I have not found unsettling and just straight up disturbing. Scott was really cooking fire when he was modelling Withered Chica. And yeah, that's you know, I think you see it in the thumbnail already. So I think you already knew that I liked the model, but yeah, let's just move on. However, a very close second in terms of the modelling department for this game has to go to Withered Bonnie. Just wow, with his torn off face and with those single red dotted eyes are just nightmare fuel, along with that big metal hand that you just know is reaching straight for your neck and ready to probably slam you through countless walls and probably crush your skull. FNAF 2's gameplay is so chaotic and just absolute madness due to the pure amount of things going on and things trying to kill you all at the same time. Trying to juggle the normal animatronics along with the puppet just becomes an absolute nightmare the further you progress in the game. Well, that's all from me today then. Have a good day, evening or night, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.